Hi, I'm Sue Boo bringing crafting to you, and today we're going to make this beautiful magnetic closing notebook holder and pen, and I've done some envelopes and they've got a matchbook, post-it notes in it, and then in this one, for now, I've just put in a paperclip banner. Okay, so, but you could put other things in them. This is just a springboard, and you might have lots of ideas that you can do. So this is the total one. So here we go. Right, so I'm using card bases for this. You can use your piece of paper, but I've got a card base. Now my card base has already got a crease in. I'm not going to worry about that crease at all. I'm just going to put it in on the score line, and I'm going to move it. So oh sorry, let me tell you what size it is. So the card base size is 8.5 by 5.5. So that's the size of it. So I'm going to put it directly on the score line, which brings it to the 4 1/4, and I'm just going to take it down to 4 1/8 and score. And I'm just going to rescore that again, just a minute. I haven't got my trimmer properly down and no weight behind my score line. So I've moved it, so that's 4 1/8, and I am scoring. Is that properly? Yeah, scoring. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it round 190 degrees, put it in at 4/8 again, and I'm then going to score it again. Just move that out of the way. So I'm just going to fold on those new score lines. So I'm going to fold on those new score lines. And that will just be the right length. Okay, so that gives it a bit of a kind of book appearance, scoring it on those lines and creasing it on there. Now I'm going to round all its corners, so I'm using my trio punch, and I'm just going to round all 4 corners. I'll put that in properly, yeah. And move that out of the way. Before I forget, I'm going to put my magnet in. So I'm going to place my magnet in the centre and a little way in. So I'm going to stick that down with glue dots. I thought I'd got those out. Is this the one? Yeah. Sorry. When you think you've got everything out, when you're thinking through a project and then you haven't. Right, so I'm just placing that magnet on the top, and these are 12 millimeters. So that's 1.2 centimeters. Excuse me. So I'm just going to place that. I'm just really eyeballing it. Just about there. Okay, so now I can forget about my magnet. Right, so inside we are going to place the mats, and I've chosen the Flowers for All Season. This is such a pretty DSP. I love it. So what we're going to do is, because we've rounded this corner, we're going to round these corners too. But before that, I'm just going to tell you its size, which is 4 inches by, let me just check. That'll be just under 5 and 3/8. I'll just make sure that yeah. So I'm just going to round these corners. I want it on this side, so I'm going to round that side, and then we're going to place that over there. So just do that. So this is Just Jade that I'm using. Just Jade happens to be in this pattern. I think the yellow will be Bumblebee. So we've got the Bumblebee and Just Jade. So making sure that I've got even gap front to back. Just really put it over. And then this pattern has got a direction, so I'm looking, this is the right way up, so I'm going to round my corners on the DSP. And this just measures 1/8 of an inch smaller than the other, so that is 3 7/8, and this will be 5 1/4. So you need 2 of those pieces for each side. So it's just so pretty. I mean, look at the other side. So pretty. But I wanted the yellow, the Bumblebee. And it's such a bright and cheery colour. Making sure I've got my increments all level. Okay. And then we're just going to do the same with the back. So just get those 2 pieces at the back. So this time I need these corners rounding. So I'm going to round those 2 corners. And I'm going to place that there. I'm so annoyed. I've lost my bone folder and I don't know where it's gone. I think I'm seeming to have got a big hole and losing things, and I cannot find. I'm searching everywhere and I can't find it, and I love my bone folder. So if I can't find it, I'm going to have to buy a new one. I've got other ones, but I really don't like them as much. So now we want to round these 2 corners. So we're going to round them like that. Okay. That's it. Got that on the right way. Now for this side, just before it gets bulky, I'm going to do the front. So that's the front. Oh, I've done it again. Didn't look where I've done it, and I've done it upside down. Don't believe I've just done that, which means the magnet's in the wrong place and everything. Oh, that's one thing you need to check if you've got, like me, pattern paper. So there on, I'll redo the magnet. Sorry about that. That's my silly fault for not checking. I'll stick another glue dot on there. Just put another glue dot on. So these are 10mm. These, I don't know whether I told you that, but the back in the middle. Right, make sure it is the front. Yes, it is the front. We've got the card. That's the good thing with wet glue. It just gives you a bit of wiggle room. This does dry quite hard, this glue though, but it won't spoil. It will be absolutely fine. Just redo that quickly. Yeah. That's it. Okay, and then just get this one straight on. Okay. Okay, just give that a good press down. As you can see, there's no problem with the back. I've just ripped that off and that's fine. So there is my front. I'm going to now, so what size did I put on? I put, oh, yes. So I should have a piece there. That's it. Okay, so this is going to be my front layer. And my DSP is going to go like that, making sure I've got it the right way. So my DSP, my card for the front is going to be 2 3/4 by 4 1/8. So that I'm going to put in the middle. So that is about in the middle. I'm just going to push that down, and then my DSP, that measures 2 1/8 by 3 1/2. And just put that down on top. So you could decorate on top of this as well. I've left that for you to personalise. I will probably be personalising these when they're going, because these are going as gifts. So that's the part of the front done. And so we open back up. So on this side, I have used my envelope punch board to make the credit size envelopes. So the envelope, I'll measure you the second one to what size it is as I put my envelope punch board away. So we're going to get that fairly close to the top, like that. Give it an even gap, just give it a press down. And these I am actually fastening with Velcro. So the envelope size measures 3 5/8 by 2, and it's going into 16s, it's 5/16. So that's what the envelope measures. I'm just going to pop these down. So I just love how all the paper coordinates. I think it's it makes project making very easy because you've got everything matches. I'll just do that, and I've cut my things somewhere, but I'll leave that for the minute. Now we're going to make a pocket to put our notebook in, so that if you when you finish with your notebook, you just got to take it in and out, because that's all the pocket. So you can take this notebook in and out and replace it with a new one. So I'm going to make the pocket. Now the pocket is, measure it at the top. The pocket is 5 3/8 by 3 inches. And what we're going to do, we're going to score it. So let me move that away. So we're going to score it. I'm just going to go back to my notes because where's my pocket? On front SP, book cover, pocket. 1/2 inch on 3/4. So on 3 sides we're just going to do 1/2 inch. So I'm going to use this, and then 3/4. I'm just going to do that 1/2 inch and 3/4. Then I'm going to repeat on this side. So 1/2 inch and then the 3/4. And I'm going to spin it all the way round because you're making a pocket. So I'm just going to do 1/2 inch. So you only want one of the long sides scoring, and 3/4 inch. Okay, so we're just going to score and burnish that. See, it's rubbish, this one. Just don't like it at all. And burnish these. And there we go. And do that. Now we're going to use the 1.5 inch punch and just going to make finger holes, half moons, whatever you like to call them. So I'm just seeing if that's, trying to get that in the middle. I think that's in the middle, and I'm just cutting a little bit out of there. I'm also going to cut the 4 squares. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. So I'm just cutting straight up the score line and turning and cutting the score line. Okay, and then again all 4 corners. So I'm going to just cut up the score line and up this score line. Okay, like that. Now I'm going to put my DSP on before I go any further, and it doesn't look as though I've measured this out. But what I decided to use is scraps. So I am looking at what size it is, and I use the green. Where's my green gone? I wanted 2 of the green pieces. Can I put those away? I thought I'd got 2 of the green pieces. Oh, that's annoying. I didn't get those out, so I'll just quickly get those out. I've got all kinds of scraps. I've not got. Oh, I have. Sorry, I've moved positions, haven't I? I have got them out. Right. So I'm looking at this, and it has got a bit of a direction. So I'm going to place this on the bottom. Then that's going to go on the top, and then I'm not bothered that they don't meet, and then I'm just going to place this on the middle. So the size that you want in the middle. So from score to score, it is measuring 3 7/8. So I'm going to measure, I think I made it quite close. Let's have a look. Yes, I think there's only, let's see, yeah, I think there's only about a 16th showing. So I'm just going to make it 1/8 smaller. So the width of it, as I say, is 3 7/8. So I'm going to cut my pieces at 3 and, I think, did I leave a tiny? Yeah, no, I'll do it 3 1/8. So I'll do it 3 7/8. So I'll just cut my pieces. They're just random sizes. So the width of them are, that one happens to be 1 inch. This one happens to be 1 inch. So they're 2 inch ones. Let's see if that's right direction. That's the side direction. And that's the other one that I want direction. So there. So they're both 1 inches, and I'm going to cut that, I said, at 3 and 7/8. So I'm just going to do, no, that's wrong, isn't it? Getting it wrong. That's just, so always better to measure twice, they say, and cut once. So it is 6/8. So what am I saying? It's 3 3/4. Let's make it easy. 3 3/4. So I'm just going to cut that at 3 3/4, and my chopping blade has fell out. Where's it gone? Where are you, chopping blade? I don't know whether anybody else has this trouble, if their blade's falling out, but I seem to be having it a lot, really. I think it's, I use this trimmer all the time. I can't see it. I'm just going to have to get another one out and look for it later. And just hope that this blade that I put in, I don't want to put a brand new blade in, so I'm going to put an old one in. So let's hope that it will cut all right. So that was 4 3/4. Yes, it's all right. 3 3/4, sorry. 3 3/4, yeah, 3 3/4, and this one at 3 3/4. Okay, now that's, there we go. Okay, so we've got those 3. It's probably gone down the black hole where the bone folder's gone. Everything's getting swallowed up. Right, so there's the glue. So I'm just going to glue the bottom one on first. And the bottom, make sure that that pattern that I've got is the right way. So I'm just going to leave a even increment all the way round. And then I'm going to put the top one on next. And this is also a way to scrap bust and get my words out. Make sure the pattern's the correct way. And then we're going to leave a even increment. Now don't worry that it's going over there, because we will cut that again. We will use our punch to cut it. And then we're just going to stick our strip, that's the different coordinating colour, over the top of those 2, roughly placing it in the middle. There we go. It looks in the middle. Level. Yeah, lovely. So now what we need to do, well, I'll need my glue in a minute, but I'm going to get some really strong, the red clear tape. I'm going to get really strong tape, and these first panels, ignore them, but you're going to put your tape right up against the edge of that score line. Okay, let's cut that off. And again here. Sit there. And then this one here, the last one, right up against that score line. Okay. I'm just really pressing that down. And then we fold it like that first. So I'm going to take the 2 outer ones off first to get it into a pocket shape. So take that one and that one off. That's it. So one at a time, just really make sure that you've got a square edge. Oh, I was going to stick some extra glue on. I'll just stick the glue on as well. So I'm just going to put a bit of extra glue there. Going to make sure it's lined up and pop this inside just to catch it up. And then the same at the other side. Just put a dab of glue in that corner at the moment, and then just make sure it's square, pop it up, and then just underneath just bring it up. And now we can take our other tape off. Okay, and before we stick it down, obviously we've got to go back in with our punch. You can see the little bit that needs taking off, so just do that and that will give you that. So back to our booklet forming. So I'm just gonna put some wet glue all on the outside now where just the card is. And then I'm going to stick this as far down as I possibly can. So it's really sitting so that the corner is just touching the rounded bit. And then pull it over a little bit. Let's see. Right, so I'll pick that up in a minute and show you. Okay, so because it's this tape, you've got to really get it right before you put it down. So I've got it really close to that corner there, and so there's only a little tiny, there's just the green showing. I've probably buttered it up against the DSP and you've just got nothing there really showing. So just burnish that and that's your pocket. Okay, so just pop that on one side for a minute. In fact, no, I need the other things in first. So just move my bits away. Now the notebook. The notebook we're going to make. Oh, that's the notebook there. That's it. So the notebook, we are going to have a piece. I think it's 3.5. Yes, 3.5 by the width of your A4 card, which is your 8 1/4. So what I'm going to do is score it at 4 inches. So I'm just going to score at 4 inches. And then I'm going to rotate. Oh, sorry, I'm totally out of camera shot. So I've just scored that at 4 inches. I'm going to rotate 180 degrees and again score it at the 4-inch mark. So it leaves you a 1/4 inch just there. I'm going to fold and burnish those. Okay, now what I do is I put all glue on the back of the notepad. So really go to town on this. I'll put in because it soaks in, and then right on the score line, I'm going to see if I've got it level and button it right up to that score line like so, and then press it down, and then on the top I put a load of glue on the top and then go for putting a load of glue on the front. Okay, and then press it into it, so you're pressing that in and over. Give that a good press down. Okay, I don't know why, but these notepads seem to twist inside, that when you lift it up it seems to be a different way inside, but don't worry about that. So just do that. Now for the front, I am going to put a piece of gold, and I think that is my gold. Just let me see where my other one is. Did I put it? No. Probably that way. That's it. So a piece of gold. Now the gold measures 3.5 by 3. Okay, and what I'm going to put on the top is a swap. So when we had our team meeting, the lovely Bernie Spain sent me her pocket letter, and slowly I am using this fantastic one that she's done me here. I'll take it out. Was the jar of flowers. So thank you, Bernie. I am putting the things that you made me to good use. So that just slots back in there. And so I'm going to just put this evenly. It's a shame to cover up all the beautiful things that she did on the back, but I'm wanting to use the pattern on the front. So those two sets that Bernie's actually done me, I did not have, so I couldn't recreate this because I just don't have those stamp sets. And she's so beautifully done it for me. I thought I can't not use them. So which way round? That's the bow. Ooh, just a good save there. I checked what side the bow was. I'm just gonna. So the size of these are the standard that fit in a pocket letter, but I think it's something like 2.5 by 3.25, something like that. But I will measure it for you. Give me a sec. I forgot to measure it before I put it onto my gold card. Got that the right way up. And I just thought the gold at either side just made it a little bit to fit the notepad better. That's the only reason I've done it. If the actual card front to fit. So I think that's really stunning. Thank you, Bernie. Really appreciate that. So there's your notepad that's completely been done, and that will fit now into your pocket. So we've got that into the pocket like that. Now we need the pen holder. So the pen holder is 2 inches by 3/4 of an inch, and we're just going to score this at 1/2 inch. So we'll just score it at 1/2 inch, rotate it and score it again at 1/2 inch. Okay, now we're just going to bend these sides up, but we're going to take our bone folder and just round them like this so that it bends nice. And we're just going to in fact, I'm going to put the red tape on because I normally just put wet glue on, but because I'm wanting it to fast dry because of filming, I'm going to put the red tape on. So just again, right up against your score line. There we go, and I'll cut off. Just really fix it down, and again, right up against your underscore line and cut off. There we go. And just flex it a bit and peel off the back and put a bit of glue on as well. Okay, so I'm going to put this right up, so oops, my glue's giving me strings, right up against the top of your book, and just press that down. Then I'm going to get my pen, which seems to have eluded me, but I'll just pinch this one because I don't want to keep you going. So the pen be in there, and I'm going to take off the top and put some glue on there, put it in place, really bend it round. Now to do this, I'm going to take out my notebook, round it into position so that, and push, oops, it's flicking back, but push it really against the pen as much as possible so that you've got the loop up. Try and get it level and then just press down. Okay, and then your notepad should just fit in there. Now on my other video that I made a similar notepad and pen, I then decorate these with DSP. So that will be just 3/4 of an inch by 1/2 an inch. I will decorate those later. So I should have, now what I put in here is, there's one, I've found one. I've got the Velcro to put on the envelope. So what I did was I, put, just giving yourself a little bit of a tab to be able to peel up. I then take the Velcro off and just lightly place it on, then peel off the back, stick it over and gently press on there, and then that should be your Velcro envelope. So I've spotted the other piece, here we go. So same again, I'm going to peel off the back and leave a little bit so that you can pull up. Take off the top, just press that down, pop it back on again lightly, and then just peel off the back, fold it down, and then you're able to peel back. So we've got our pen in, we've got our envelopes done. So the next thing I am going to do is position the front before I make the inside, because I want the glue to dry. So I'm just going to round the buttle. Now this is out of the die set that goes with Dress to Impress. So it's a lovely little buttle, I just thought. So what I did was I got my glue dots again, and I'm just going to pop this on here. Take that off. And then I'm just going to find the magnet. So I found the magnet, and I'm just going to place that on top now, like that. Okay. And then on the back, I know where the position is now, so I'm going to just give it a little leeway room. In fact, I'm going to stick a little bit of the red tape on there. So I'm going to stick a little bit of the red tape on the back. But then I'm going to put some glue on it. So I'm going to put some glue down the sides, at the front of it and at back, and then some there. So I'm going to find where the natural position is, give it a little leave room in case I stick more in it, and then I feel I've got that level, just going to press down. And out of the same set of these cute little buttons, so I die cut the cute little buttons. That looks as though the flower goes that way, so I'm going to just place the cute little button on there, and then on the front I'm going to do the same. I press the cute little button, it goes that way up, so yeah, there we go, cute little button. And then I'm going to flip that undone, leave that to set because I'm still working on the inside. So I made a matchbook and to put inside one of the envelopes, so just let me put that out of the way. So the piece measures 7 inches along, and I'm just going to score it at 1 inch. So it's 7 inches and I'm going to score it at 1 inch, and then I'm going to turn it round and score it at 4.5. So 4.5, that's it. There we go. And all you do is just bend that way, bend that the other way, and that's hardly flipping under. Have I got that? I think it might be all right, but I'll make another one if it's not. But that was the measurements I've wrote down. So we'll see. And all I've done is with the post-it notes, I've cut them in half. So this is 1.5 by Tesco's post-it notes. And I'm just going to put that in the middle, gluing it down. So find the sticky bit and then just glue the sticky bit down. So you can, again, refill this book because when you get to the last page, you could cut 10 more. So I just do 10 and stick them in. So that stick down, and then just for the bottom what you just need to do is staple. So I'm just going to staple the bottom, make sure I don't get that, get it in the middle, that's it, and staple that, and that's just like that. And for the DSP then, we haven't got mine cut by the looks of things. So all I do is it's 2 inches, so I'm going to get my DSP, one of the scraps that's left, and I'm going to cut that down to, just check that I haven't already done that. Well, there's one that I'm going to use, so that's the right size. Any others that I've left about the scrap, right? So that will be fine. So I'm going to use that one. So I'm going to take that down to 1 7/8. So 1 7/8. I'm going to cut that down to, oops, 1 7/8. There we go. And that will fit on there. So it is like that. So the 1 7/8, is that the right? Yes, that's the right way. And did it? And what was the measurements there? That is 2.5. So I'm just going to cut it down to 2 3/8. And that can go on the top there. So put that in the middle. So that can go in the middle there. That's the right way up of the flowers, I think. Have I got it? Just having a look. I think I'm going to stick it the other way up. I'm not convinced it should be that way up, so I'm going to stick it this way up. There we go. Let's get it right though. There we go. Let's press it down. And then the bottom, I just need that to be 7/8. So just 7/8. 7/8. Just going to take that 7/8, and I did, what did I do it wide? Oh, 1 7/8 of course, so do it 1 7/8. On there, 1 7/8, and then whichever way the paper, that way I think. So I'm going to put that on there. And again, you could personalise this and decorate it more. I'm just showing you the basics so that you can do it how you want. So there we go. And that just fits then in the top envelope. So that goes in there like that. And then the bottom envelope, I did a paperclip banner. There are lots of different videos on paperclip banners. Where is my paperclip? Well, I've found my flicked off blade, so that's good. And I did have my paperclip around somewhere. Now I've lost it on my table. Where's it gone? Right, I'll just get another one out. Oh, I've got one up here, that'll do. So all you do is the long side of the paperclip. These are big jumbo size ones. They're 2 inches wide. Doesn't matter really on your size, but I'm going to go for a 1 inch because I want to use my banner punch. So I'm just going to make sure, yes, they are 1 inch, and I'm just going to place this roughly in the paperclip. And I'm just going to fold it in half, so it's like that. And then I'm going to get my banner punch. I'm done with my... It's a big punch. How can you be... Oh, it's under there. I'm just going to pop that in for the tails. So you push it all the way in, and then just, if you take it out, of course, push it all the way in, and then just press. And so that's given me a lovely fishtail. I seem to have not got it completely right, but doesn't matter. And then I'm just going to do an inch strip with this. So get an inch strip. There we go. And because this was oh, it's smaller anyway, so that's perfect. So I'm going to push the green one to one side, put in my other one now, making sure my pattern's going to wrap around like that. So I'm just going to cut this, and I'm going to go underneath this time and see whereabouts it is. So I'm going to look here and pull it back and get it level. I'm going to punch that, and then that can be threaded on to my, put it underneath. I just want it underneath that bit. That's it. and that just sits on top of it. So all you need to do now is just glue. So I'm just going to put that in the middle, just leave a little bit of a gap. So all I'm going to do is just lift up and glue down the back edge, just like that. So that's there. Then I'm going to glue across down a bit so that when they stick, and then that one just a bit on the edges there. So I'm going to just adjust it to where the make sure it's like that. If you've got any spare bits, just cut them off. That's it. And all I did then was get my bloom punch, and I just punched a flower out in the bloom punch, and the yellow one, I just punched one out in the yellow one as well. I just curled up the flowers a bit, and same with this one, just curled up the edges. Just put a dab of glue. I'll have the yellow one on top, so I'm going to put a dab of glue on there, and I put that in the middle. Now I've got a snowflake punch, because I could have looked out a scented dye, but I decided I would do this. So I've got my snowflake punch somewhere. I did have my snowflake punch, can't see it. And all I did was, oh, it's here. I just punched out a snowflake punch. That's okay. That's, oh dear. There we go. Got a snowflake. Take that out. And I just curled up the edges a bit on this, and just put a dab of glue on this one. And place that in the middle. And then got a gem. And just put a gem in the middle of that. That side, yeah, it is that side. I've coloured some of these, so I just put a gem. There we go. In the middle. There we go. And just bent the flowers around. So I'm just curling that around. I stay in the middle. Poker tool. So I just bent them to give them some more shape. So I rounded them. Perhaps I did it before I glued them together. And just go round. Just to give my flower some more shape. Yeah, I must have done it before, because I'm not quite getting it as good as it went last time. So, but you get the general gist. Just put some glue on the back of there, and I just kind of stuck it on the bottom. Now you can put some words on as well. I might do that later again to personalise it more. But then that went in the other part of my envelope like that. Okay, so then just close it. And that is the topic completed. So sorry that's been rather a long video, but hope you'll have a go. I think it's a beautiful project, a lovely gift to give somebody. As I say, I am going to give that to somebody. I did do this one a little higher, which makes the pen very tight at the top. So or is it that I didn't put it down in the thing? Probably I didn't put it down far enough. But anyway, yeah, because that one seems to sit much lower. So it's probably my fault because I've not put it down in the bottom properly. But anyway, you get the idea. I think that's a lovely set. So thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with another project tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.